Hello and welcome to Stage 7 of Speedrush 5, where we are racing for the Ferrari Daytona SP3. This is the very last stage, and first things here, we've got a time trial, and take a look. The time isn't moving. Now you gotta get out of the way. This is dangerous. There's cars right behind me, and I had to do this a few times to figure this out. You don't want to deal with slow cars in front of you. They're just going to get in the way. You want a nice, clear track, and also, we were going far too slow. I'll prove it to you, okay? I took a little snapshot of a certain point on the track right when I was getting control of the car, so right at the green light, and we're going to bring that up right now, and you're going to see that my speed was 194, okay? Check this out. 270. That is a massive difference. It's a massive speed difference. So when I'm crossing the start-finish line, it does start to equalize, but it does give me more speed when I cross the start-finish line and for when that timer actually starts. Now, I didn't do too many practice runs here, so let's see how optimized that is. Actually, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. So with where I am, I've created this nice pocket where I've just got nothing to contend with. It's just me. And that's great. So all I have to do is make sure that I don't mess this up. Now, I've driven this course a lot, not in this car. And I'm doing okay. I started that turn too early, getting back to the gas a little bit late. You really want to be utilizing that curb. And this is always tricky. Watch this. Not off track. None of that is off track. And you might think that was a waste of time, but there should be some point in this stage where I can show you how much of an advantage that gives you over the bots. Taking that wide like that, it gives you more, you build up more speed, so you give up a little bit of time, but then you get it back here. And then braking point, there's a light that as soon as I can see that light, I gotta pound on those brakes for the upgrades I have. Bear in mind that this will change depending on your upgrades. So right now, I've got the upgrade pattern of 3-1-3-1-3-1-3. And if you don't know what that means, just I'll show you later on in the video here. I'll bring that up. Check this out. That was a close call. So I've got the same upgrades I had at the very end of stage 6. And I'm going to try to make it through this whole day with just those upgrades. Woof, not easy. And I'd be very happy if I can pull this off. Now this one took me a little bit more because there's traffic to contend with. And it took me just a little bit to figure out when are they braking, what are they doing, who's who. So there's one really slow car, same car as we've been seeing. And it took me a little while to realize I can't really slow down too much or someone's going to be smacking me in the back. And this is all like no damage, no off track. And the no off track, when I did test it, it was instantaneous. Like not even a tenth of a second, not even a hundredth of a second, just boom, you failed. And you know what? That's cool. That's old school. Now, I was just checking to see where am I supposed to be? And yes, 8th place. Cool. I just wanted to double check that because if I needed to get higher, well, they're all right there. This actually isn't seeming too difficult so far. So I can take it a little bit easier. The car behind me there, that's a fast car, but it has no grip. And you can see that he really falls off there. And he's not too fast, but I create a little bit of a pocket for myself and just ride out this particular race in 8th place. Hopefully things don't go bad. Wow, did he ever get off the gas? Oh, I'm just a lot faster than him. Never mind that. And I'm getting on the brakes really early because I was anticipating trouble. Because a lot of times when the bots are grouped up heading to the bus stop, which is what we just went through at a Daytona road course, often there's a wreck. And I don't want to finish higher than 8th if I don't have to. And I don't have to. I decided to switch to hood view. Or bonnet view. Looks kind of cool. I'm not going to race like this. I'm horrible in all views except for chase view. I'm horrible. So now we've got a minimum average speed requirement and we've got to get up to position 5. So that gets a little bit more interesting. So again, I did a little bit of trial and error, and I realized that getting up to position 5 isn't difficult. So I'm going up to the very top to build more average speed. I want to take the longest way around this track, and that is by riding the high line. So, and you really notice that at Daytona. It's such a massive track. So I've tested this, and it's a lot longer taking the top line than it is the bottom line, but also gives you more time to build up speed. All right, that McLaren's interesting. That's a good car. He can outpace us in the straights, and ooh boy, I'm surprised he got away with that. And he can out-corner us. Now, I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to drive under him. Oh, my drive out of this corner is atrocious. That's a really hard corner for me. If you are a regular listener to my videos, you know that I've got trouble with those big sweeping corners. It's just hard to maximize because there's multiple ways you could take that type of a corner. So here I am building up a lot of speed again because I'm really not too worried about these guys because I've done some tests. So they're already getting in trouble here. And now I get some drafting in. Ooh, don't want to make contact. A little bit of side contact. I was trying to do some side drafting. And you can do side drafting. So again, I'm going to ride high, build up more speed. I'm not worried about overtaking this next car. Want to really build up that speed. Oh boy, just hitting average speed as I'm nearing the line. That makes me nervous. Got to be careful on the next lap. Oh boy, did he ever pull up. I better watch out for her. Come on, man. Give me room to race. Good grief. Now, this car I noticed does not do very good in the acceleration out of the corner. Oh, nuts, I got stuck behind him. Ah, you knucklehead. He does not have good acceleration. Well, I was trying to drive under him. I'm really surprised I got away with 2 hits in one race. It did say no damage. I guess they were just light enough that it didn't fail me. Well, that's fortunate. Boy. Okay, so now I'm nicely in 5th place. All I have to worry about now is that average speed requirement. So again, I'm staying high. I don't have steering assist high on right now. I could turn it on, but then the bus stop is going to be atrocious. Steering assist high will make me take a horrible race line through the bus stop. So forget about that. I'm not going to do that at all. And steering assist low is of no benefit to me. I don't like it. So there we go. I was saying in stage 6 that for Daytona Speedway, I use steering assist high. Never use it at the road course or the motorcycle course. Okay, this is getting tense, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Done. Done like dinner. There we go. Okay, that one's in the bag. Now, this race. Okay, it's confession time. I think I spent an hour and a half on this race. I'm not joking, guys. I'm pretty sure it was an hour and a half doing this race again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So, you'll see I'm going low. Immediately I'm going low because I need to really catch up on these guys as fast as possible. So taking the shortest way around the track is best. I have really been fine-tuning my braking points because it all matters. And then there's a bit of a wild card thing that can happen here, but these 2 bots always get a bit tangled up the same way. So that's predictable. They get tangled up the exact same way every time. It's the next 2 bots after the McLaren that are unpredictable. And so once you get here, if it takes you a few tries, you'll know. Now, that I do find that was best was to get around that McLaren somehow, which sometimes meant roughing them up a little bit. I prefer that, nice and smooth. And my drive out was not great, so I'm still going to keep it really low unless that McLaren is catching on me. Then I'm going to slide up and catch some draft. I'd rather he didn't catch me because that's going to really mess up my braking point heading into the bus stop. So I've got to really watch that. So right now I'm watching for the light. As soon as I see it, I got to hit the brakes. And oh, that was touchy. That wasn't great. The McLaren gained on me a bit. I was a little bit late on my braking point. Okay, so Zoe, and I don't know who the other one is. It's an Audi. It's an Audi and a Lamborghini. The Audi's in the lead. Here's where it gets unpredictable, okay? So they're going past the start-finish line. Oh, that McLaren's gaining on me pretty quick. Okay, I don't want to contend with him at my braking point. Good, he's not on my bumper. So sometimes Zoe's overtaking the Audi right here. Sometimes they go off track a little bit here. Well, they almost always go off track a bit. Oh, Zoe got the Audi this time. Okay, now that's a big problem. I need to get around that. I need to deal with Zoe very quickly. Zoe is fast in that Lamborghini. The Audi, not a problem. If that Audi was in front, I had many attempts. Oh, good. Rough her up a little bit. Uh-oh, Zoe's gonna get on my outside. Zoe's super fast. I had 1 or 2 attempts where the Audi was still in front here, and that's great because then she stacks up Zoe, the Audi stacks up Zoe, and I can get around. Now I'm gonna have a very fast Lamborghini. I'm contemplating the pit maneuver, but I don't want to. Now my braking point. Oh man, I gotta really adjust my braking point. So now I'm heavy blocking. Whoa! I think the McLaren rear-ended. rear-ended Zoe. I'm sure the McLaren got around the Audi because the Audi was slow. That was nasty. Thank you, Mr. McLaren. Now I would have been okay. I can keep blocking. I'm really good at blocking. There we go. I'm very happy with that. That was an extremely difficult stage. No additional upgrades, guys. I'm going to show you that at the very end. All right, let's get to the last race. Also, extremely challenging. I was almost going to put on upgrades when I thought, because I kept on failing. I thought, I'm going to take this right to the finish line, even if I fail, because there's an average speed requirement. And I'm starting really low. I'm doing the opposite of what I usually do, because my first goal is catch Magnus, then worry about average speed. If I can't catch Magnus at all, then obviously I need more upgrades. If I catch him but can't keep average speed, obviously I need more upgrades. So it's kind of surprising what happens when you do catch Magnus. All right, so same thing as last stage. You can kind of see where I'm braking here. This corner, it's hard to maximize this corner. Very happy with that. The yellow curb there isn't off track, but then suddenly you are. And this corner, full throttle, even with my upgrades, tricky. This corner, again, really difficult. I had a beautiful. I'm very happy with that. And then I need the drive onto the speedway to go very smooth. That is beautiful. Okay, you're going to notice something interesting with this Lamborghini Magnus is in, and that is he doesn't totally drive away from me. So you notice how I'm not totally at the bottom, nor am I totally at the top. I'm gauging this based on how far away I am from Magnus. I'm going to catch Magnus in the bus stop, but I need to draft off Magnus. I am going to do a pass very close to the start-finish line. This is a great chance to show you the different race lines and how they work at Daytona. See, I was drafting, gaining too fast. I went high so I could take the longer path but still build speed. Now I'm drafting a bit. Now watch, I start gaining. I got to go under him, pass, little side draft, get him to push me, quickly swoop down, hopefully hit average speed. Boom, did it. Oh my gosh, was that hard. Probably an hour there too. Here's my upgrades. You can see it's $1,591,500 dollars in total, 320 gold. Upgrades 3131,313. That's if you're looking from left to right. Gosh, am I ever happy with this. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have success with my tips. Here's the playlist link and some other videos, and I'll see you out there on the track.